Welcome into the Fan Speak Network. I am your host, Justin Bruni. Joining me, as always, is Andrew, the TD King, Rob. How we doing, sir? How we feeling? We had a nice little week hiatus there, a little 7 days off since our last podcast. How you doing?
Good, buddy. Good. Yeah. Masters Week was fun to watch. Plenty of golf watched with these two eyes over the last 4 days. So that was fun. Had some nice sweats on the old Underdog streets, both in the daily streets and in the Albatross. Had some
Nice.
35% advance rate in the Albatross, moving on to the next round. So that's pretty cool. And again, had a nice little sweat on Sunday for top two. And then of course Ludwig Oberg completely fucked me. Triple bogey, moved down to 11th. So still cash some money though. So that was fun. But here we are, back in the NFL streets, man. We are getting closer and closer to the NFL draft, which means closer and closer to the official start of best ball summer. Cannot wait. And I feel like today's exercise is a good one, going through those rounds that you're drafting in and kind of picking out maybe a player or two that hold a little bit more risk in those rounds. Doesn't mean it's a bad pick, just means probably a little bit more risky than the fellows going around him.
No, absolutely. Maybe some folks that maybe we'd like to grab in some falls. I'm going to pull up a board here from Steve and mine's draft from last Thursday when I filled in for the sibling showdown. So we got a good one here. And yeah, we're going to go round by round and discuss the riskiest players to select in each round. Again, doesn't mean that we don't hate them at maybe a little bit of a fall, a little bit of a discount. But we are going to go round by round and point out some guys that we dislike. I'm sure there'll be some that we agree on, some we debate on, per usual, as in our FanSpeak streets. Let's go ahead and smash the like button. Follow the FanSpeak Network, marching onwards to 1,000 subs. Just hit our benchmark of 500. Appreciate everybody that's been along for the ride and everybody helping us out to continue to grow the network. All right, let's dig in here, Andrew. Looking through the first five here, pretty chalky. Chase, Jefferson, Barkley, Bijan, Gibbs. Anyone in this upfront spot here and anyone in the back end that you're looking at that seems risky or riskier than the group around him?
So two stick out to me here. They're in the back half. One is obviously Genty. It just built in of rookie, right? We saw this last year, Marvin Harrison Jr. going around this exact same spot.
Yep.
Didn't essentially work out. I do think Genty has a much better road to work out at the 12 spot, but still, we haven't seen it yet, right? So I think there's that factor for him. The other one for me here is, and it's Malik Neighbors, only due to the fact of new quarterback. Might be some quarterback conundrum there as well. Got a little Jameis, got a little Russ Wilson. Don't exactly know how that's going to pan out for Malik Neighbors. So those would be the two that I kind of point to when I'm looking at a little bit more risk built into those two.
I like the big playability of Nico Collins, but I do not like the regression of the Texans. So I'm going to have to go with Nico Collins. He feels like a round 2 pick, based off the losses on the offensive line. I think they're going to have a tough time building that out. And you're looking at like the huge separation of ADP between Stroud and Nico Collins. Not doing any favors for Stroud. I mean, he's either a deep sleeper or they have him appropriately priced, and buried in the quarterback list. Makes them easy to stack, which is nice. But based off of the guys going around him, I could easily convince myself to take every single one of those remaining players: Puka, Amon-Ra, Brian Thomas, Malik Neighbors, Ashton Genty. Probably not Brock Bowers, but I could definitely see myself taking either Ladd McConkey or Drake London still at the 12th spot.
Yeah, and Stephen WC23, appreciate you in the chat as always. Also, Tyler checking in, Meg checking in, Mike Rob checking in. Andrew has a better answer for round one. So anyway, Stephen WC has said, hasn't Nico had some injuries? He has last year. He had that or the hamstring injury. So yeah, I mean, a little bit of that baked into Nico as well.
Yeah, I don't hate the Ashton Genty pick. He just feels like a safer floor than what Marvin Harrison was going to offer.
Yes.
Avoided a lot of Marvin Harrison last year. I haven't gotten a lot of Genty. I just haven't landed in that ADP. So I don't have a lot of him in the big board. And as we saw, like his cost just like continuously rose. And early on, I was like, wow, this feels really high. And now he's all the way up into round one. It's absolutely crazy. So,
Yeah.
and again, interesting to see how the first two rounds will really shake out after the schedule releases, because we could easily see Nico Collins, fall to round two with a little shuffle up, when people are starting to prioritize, the week, 15 and 16 stacking opportunity.
Yes, agreed.
But yeah, no, I like your picks as well. I would still prefer those guys over Nico Collins though in round one. Moving along, so we're good with the rest of these guys: Puka, Amon-Ra, Lock, Stock, Puka, and Amon-Ra in round one. Brian Thomas, Neighbors, Genty into round two here. Anyone in the first half here from Brock Bowers to say Derrick Henry for you?
Yeah, I mean JSN, little risky here. Again, like new quarterback, DK Metcalf out the door. So does he shine now a little bit? Cooper Kupp in the door. How does that play out with Cooper Kupp? So if you're asking me in round two, I mean it's definitely JSN. I mean he has risen up the board in cost as well. So it's it's baked in there for sure. I mean the risk reward with JSN is what is interesting, because the reward could be he finishes as a top 5 guy. Now that no more DK Metcalf there, he's gonna be the go-to guy, or should be, but they got a new quarterback, right? And like, so how does that pan out with Sam Darnold now? He definitely feels like the most riskiest one throughout all those guys.
In that group, I would agree with you. Mainly from the factors that you listed: new offensive system, new quarterback, more threats in the offense, like a Cooper Kupp. I like MVS, as a last round pick. I think he's going to be prominent in this offense in 2025. So he's a good candidate in that range. I'll also say Christian McCaffrey too, someone who is not finishing, full seasons healthy. Injury risk is just constantly there. And if the role that he's getting is, split up, like if Isaac Guerrero is a bigger threat somehow in that Niners offense, and they're splitting touches somehow more, then he's also just not valued at a round 2 running back either. So, you could see a situation where, hey, we're going to keep him healthy, we're really going to limit his touches early on, but that'll hurt his fantasy value, not making him worth a round 2 pick. So either which way, if he somehow gets a full workload, I feel like you only get really like a really great CMC for maybe 5 or 6 weeks, like what you're really looking for, like the, averaging 20 fantasy points plus per game. I think there's a max on what he can offer as far as like a full ceiling. So I would say him at that spot as well. Anyone in the back half of round 2?
Mike Robb is saying Jonathan Taylor, because the Colts implode with Danny Pennies and A-Rich.
Well, you look what he did with Anthony Richardson, and you just assume like any slight upgrade at quarterback, he should be fine. So I feel like Taylor kind of QB proof. The offensive line is kind of so, not as great as it used to be, but not as like, it's not the bottom of the league per se. They just had some, like I saw the stat today, I think it was like the worst quarterback rating for anyone in a clean pocket, Anthony Richardson, last season. So, you are only a product of what your offense can be. A slight uptick in quarterback efficiency, I think, keeps the needle pretty steady from what we saw last year, as long as he stays healthy. The separation from, I think it's like RB 5 through 11, like in a fantasy points per game perspective, there's only like 1.5 separation. Like it's pretty even, and Taylor's in the mix of that. Like he's in the mix of those guys like Mixon and Kyron, James Cook. So those guys, to me, like they can move forward from last year's production if they're healthy. That's really all it is, and that's who you're kind of getting in this range.
Yeah. Also, just to point out, Tyreek Hill, little risky with what this dude's off the field issues could be. We hate to talk about that stuff, but seems like he's always getting himself in some sort of news for troubling purposes. So a little risk with Tyreek Hill.
He's trying to get traded. That's all.
He's trying something.
He's trying to get back to Kansas City, as soon as he can. Back half, I really don't have any arguments. Trey McBride has moved up quite a bit. Overall, I don't love Brock Bowers ADP. I don't love Trey McBride ADP, but I get it. Like, this is the cost. If you want to mix in some elite tight end builds, I don't hate it. Just make sure you back it up. Don't start going and getting, Trey McBride and then like Dallas Goedert, just wait, for a later tight end. If you want to get a 2-piece, or if you want 3, then maybe you do grab like a a Dallas Goedert and like a, I don't know, Noah Gray.
Sure.
Something weird.
Noah Gray.
Be different. All right, let's move on to round 3 here. DJ Moore, Irving, Garrett Wilson, McLaurin, Harrison, Jacobs. Anyone in that mix?
I mean, I guess a little bit of Garrett Wilson there, just because, again, new quarterback. I know they were, college friends there and made it work out in college. Could just be a little bit of a built-in risk there. I mean, that is still the Jets. We've seen the Jets go out there and, asked to use them as a verb. They go out there and jet sometimes. A little bit of risk there with Wilson, I'd say.
I mean, I can see the argument, but I mean, even last season, really bad, right? He finishes like wide receiver 11. Pretty solid. I mean, he feels really safe to me, especially in an offense that needs another receiver. I mean, Alan Lazard coming back, I don't think we're excited about his contract being restructured, right? That's not really moving the needle for us. Assuming they're going to go out and draft another talent. I don't think Malachi Corley showed us enough in year 1 where he's going to come out and be a big threat. So I think Wilson just kind of stands alone in his group. I like his price. Like I kind of like the order that it went here. Maybe I would take Mike Evans ahead of Terry, but I think that's very close. I mean, DJ, Wilson, Terry, Marvin, I like that order. I could flip-flop Mike Evans in there. I could flip-flop Devontae Adams. And I think that's a good tier or a separation from like the next group that you get, like at the end of this round, the beginning of round 4, Worthy, Rice, McMillan, Jameson. Would you agree? Like you're going to take Garrett Wilson over all those other guys still.
Yeah, I mean, were these interesting to me? Like as
over Garrett Wilson?
There? Oh, I mean, slightly. It really depends on what's up with Rashee Rice. Like if I know that he's, I mean, slightly, a little. I'd probably still take Wilson over him, but it's I could see them slowly just creeping closer to each other. I
mean, the Chiefs offense was not sexy at all. Like if you're telling me we're getting like the Chiefs offense from like 3 or 4 years ago and Xavier Worthy's a wide receiver 1, you can move him up the board. you can move him all the way up to round 2 if you want.
I mean, the Chiefs puzzle was figured out last year, right? Andy Reid's a mastermind. He ain't going to throw out that same puzzle again, is he?
I don't know. Last year that offense was terrible.
Exactly. You think you want to run that back?
I don't know. It's actually kind of looked like that for a few years now. It hasn't really been that sexy. It's just that, one year they won a Super Bowl and the other year they came in second place and they kind of were there. They kind of showed up for the Super Bowl. I think almost is kind of giving it like way too nice of a connotation. Yeah. Let's move on through this round though. I like Garrett Wilson a lot, so I'm definitely going to give some pushback there. I think, Chase Brown, Breece Hall, like we really don't know their situations for this year. Yes. Seems like the Bengals are going to spend a healthy draft pick on a running back. They've been entertaining some of the top guys that are going after Ashton Genty. So it seems like they're going to land somebody with maybe a round 1 or round 2 pick. I think that's big trouble for Chase Brown, who had like 30% of the offense's touches from week 4 to week 16. I think that puts him in a bad spot. They definitely need, some shorter yardage, heavier, body set type of guys. And, Chase Brown can still be a really good change of back running back for them. But again, you just expect regression in touches. So maybe you get him at a fall in a draft. I could definitely see him going to maybe round 5, probably not pushing round 6, even with an addition. You'd probably just get whatever rookie, lands there, kind of butting his head, post, big board going into BBM.
Yeah.
Breece Hall, I mean, he's kind of feels like he's on the trading block.
Maybe.
I've seen his name tossed around a little bit.
Yeah. Brown and Hall both could get some competition in the backfield a little bit. And as a round 3 cost, again, slightly risky.
It feels that way. I mean, I don't want to start, running back builds with those guys. I think you could easily talk yourself into, getting like an Ashton Genty and then a Breece Hall, or, I don't know, I'm looking at like the board here and seeing like what combinations you could have, because it looks like, I mean, that is pretty typical, like the 10 and what is that, pick 15, and then the 11 and 14 seems pretty consistent, getting receivers back to back, at least in my drafts. I don't see a ton of running backs going there, but you could see somebody going like, CMC, Brees Hall. I feel a little bit safer doing something like that rather than teeing off my running back build with one of those guys. I would definitely park them into round 4 if I could. That's for certain. I think they're a little high for expectation, to repeat from last year's production. Moving into round 4, we got Rice through some quarterbacks. Lamar Jackson, Jaden Daniels. That's a fall for Jaden Daniels. He's typically going in round 3. So in this draft, this guy definitely had a nice little steal. I actually thought Steve was gonna steal him from the Terry guy. That didn't happen. He didn't get the chance. Feel like all these guys are pretty good right here for me, other than maybe James Cook, because I just feel like so dependent on touchdowns. Again, big regression candidate. We've talked about that before.
Yeah, I mean, Rice sticks out to me here again. A looming suspension potentially, maybe
Sure.
or maybe not. Yeah, I don't know. Coming back from injury, so
Mhm.
he sticks out. I would say, a little bit of Ted McMillan as well. I mean, I know we're in round 4, not like gonna awfully kill you, but probably in this guy's build as your 3. Okay, as a 2 though,
Mhm.
probably more of a risk than I really want to run at this point.
Right.
Not knowing where he's going. I mean, he could land in a terrible spot, or maybe he lands somewhere that he's definitely not going to be the one.
Mhm.
It's going to be, I think, a little harder for him to pay off there. So, I mean, those 2 just stick out to me, a little bit more risk involved.
No, absolutely. I agree with you there. Rookies, I mean, always going to be volatile. Rice, I mean, who really knows what to expect from him? Um, I I feel like the cost can go up for those guys coming up to Best Ball Mania, but for right now, if you want them, I don't think they're moving. So that's just really you playing your hunches, and I feel like that makes them riskier picks. So I agree with you. Jaden Daniels through Joe Burrow. Feel like Zay Flowers also a potential candidate for regression. Ton of passing efficiency last year for the Ravens. Not saying that it can't move forward, but also feel like he'll get draft competition. Devontae Walker didn't really, blow the brakes off of anybody. I know that Nelson Aguilar, he took some snaps last year. He's a free agent. Just don't see Zay Flowers being like a big physical threat. He's always going to be a yards after catch guy. And if the offense, it regresses somewhat in the passing game, I feel like he can hurt a lot at that ADP.
Yep. Round 5.
Oh, I thought we were going to address Meg's comment. Sorry.
Oh, yeah, I know. She says that I don't love round 4 outside of Hampton, JMO, and the QBs.
Yeah, the QBs, I mean, you're typically just trying to get a stack, and I think unless you got Josh Allen, and typically, Jaden doesn't go in round 4, so that was a nice fall for that person. Kind of seeing him consistently going round 3 right now.
Mhm.
Moving on to round 5, we got Chuba Hubbard through Jalen Hurts, Debo Samuel. I'll throw out Debo Samuel and Chris Olave. I mean, Olave is just always hurt. Debo Samuel's going into a new offense, a lot of different weapons there, and a rushing QB. I think it's a good place to land for sure, but I think there could be some volatility in his value. I would say tiebreaker goes to Chris Olave, though. That dude's always hurt. We don't know who the quarterback's going to be right now. Derek Carr sounds like he's going to miss at least somewhat of the season, if not all of the 2025 season. So big risk there for me. I still feel safer with DK Metcalf based on his skill. But I also say, I don't draft a lot of Jaden Waddle. So that is kind of a tough stretch for me there.
Yeah, I mean, take Meg's comment and insert it here for me. I just don't really love round 5. I mean, Hurts is fine.
Mm-hmm.
I don't mind Kittle here as well. Travion Henderson can be a pretty good pick here, depending on where he goes. But a
Mm-hmm.
lot of these wide receivers, I don't love per
I love
se.
Cortland Sutton. I love Cortland Sutton in round 5.
I
I
know.
mean, Cortland Sutton, I'll move up to round 4. If I've gone RB, 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 no issue with that whatsoever. Because he
Yeah.
feels like he can be a true one, and he's getting his quarterback returning. Bo Nix, like they're bringing that combination, into year 2 with Bo Nix. So I feel pretty good about that. These other guys, I feel like have more question marks.
Yeah, yeah. If I have to pick some in here that kind of stick out to me that I don't absolutely really want to draft, like you already said it, Olave, pending what's up with Derek Carr.
Mhm.
He has his own, issues with staying healthy. So he's a big kind of fade-ish for me in this spot. And kind of like the Jordan Addison ish, like
Good pick. I think Jordan
McCarthy.
Addison's a fine pick here. I mean, you're definitely paying up for him, but
Yeah, I say you're
if you
paying
bring
up.
him
I just don't
if
love
you
the
bring him
cost.
back with Justin Jefferson somehow, I definitely don't hate that. I mean, if
So
you're
I just
trying
don't
to
love the cost.
yeah, no, it's definitely higher. But again, I like Cortland Sutton there. Addison's fine. Kittle's good. Henderson's fine. I don't love Juwan Jennings there. Again, I feel like you're paying up for like per game average. Ayuk might not be back. Obviously, you have Debo leaving, so it leaves some opportunity, but feel like that's still a run first offense. And Purdy really loves Kittle as well. I just don't see anyone getting I don't see him getting 40 fantasy points a game again.
Yeah.
That type of Juwan Jennings. All right, let's move to round 6 through 10. We got Patrick Mahomes through, we'll say, David Montgomery, Jaden Reed. Pretty good value on the running backs there. Can't really argue with some of these mid-round guys. Ricky Pearsall feels pretty high.
Yes. And I was going to say, like, so we have Jawan Jennings and Ricky Pearsall going almost, kind of exclusively back to back there. And yet, where do we have Purdy going? Something's off. Either Purdy needs to move up a little bit and we're getting a value on him, or
Mhm.
those two guys are going, one of them is going to fail at these
No,
80.
I believe that as well. Same thing
Yeah.
to the Nico Collins argument. Why isn't CJ Stroud higher up the board when he has a round one top 8 wide pick in a wide receiver? So really like that stretch of running backs, like I said. But yeah, definitely agree on Pearsall there. Love Calvin Ridley in this round. These other guys like Connor, Judkins. I mean, obviously still a question mark with a rookie, but a rookie with better value now. Now we're getting deeper into the group here, and you can kind of start to talk yourself into more rookies at 6, 7, 8, where you're getting a little bit more value after getting the established talent.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's definitely Pearsall for me in this round. Also, though, a little bit of Jaden Reed. I mean, that dude comes into the light and fades out just as quick. I mean, what remind me when they played the Brazil game last year against the Eagles, I think he scored like 2 touchdowns
Mm-hmm. And
and
then
then
ghosted
fade,
us.
just fade. So like
Yeah.
he's a tough one for me. He's definitely risky for sure.
Yeah, I'll agree with you there. Very volatile for a round 6 pick. Jerry Jeudy, who's his QB?
Yeah. Yes.
We know the Browns like him. I mean, that part's nice, but don't know who's going to throw him the ball. I would say that builds in some risk. No, over. I mean, we really don't know who's going to throw the ball to Jacoby Myers and George Pickens either. So we should probably also figure those guys out. Egbuka, Travis Hunter. You're kind of in that space. A little bit of uncertainty in that stretch there, and then you get Brandon Ayuk, and you know who's passing him the ball. You just don't know when he's going to be there to catch the ball.
Before we kind of move on here, Mike Rob's asking about Pearsall flip and make a gap between him and Jennings. End of year showed he was the main target. I mean, for me, it's going to be, what do OTAs show us? What a mini camp show us? Like, is there some sort of he's being favored a little bit more in the offense? I think that just needs to let itself play out a little bit until that happens, or until people really take a stand on it. I'm not sure that flip's really going to happen. They're probably going to stay right beside each other. You might see it flip back and forth every single draft, honestly.
Well, what if they added a guy like Keenan Allen? If they added like
Then I think both
a
them fall.
big free agent. Well, sure, they both fall, but how does it shape out? Like, does it go Pearsall, Jennings, Allen?
Honestly, dude, I could see that being like where's Allen going now?
He's going pretty late.
Pretty late. Like he's gonna probably jump up a few rounds at least. So I mean, at the end of the draft season, if no injuries occur and that were to happen, Allen would go there. I think it is going to be Pearsall, Jennings drop back, and Allen move up, and we see Jennings and Allen go a lot closer, and Pearsall is the lone guy up here.
Yeah,
Besides Kittle, obviously.
I don't know if that's how it would play out. I mean, I feel like Keenan Allen still even offer you better like blocking opportunity. Like he was very good at that with the Chargers. It's what the Bears wanted him for. Someone that's got that big wide body spread. Someone that's going to be able to set the edge for you. So I think he could do that there too, and he kind of fits into their mold. I mean, I think what you really want out of Juwan Jennings at the end of the day is pretty much what Keenan Allen would look like on a bad day. So Moving through to the next round, Khalil Shakir through Tyrone Tracy. Anyone here popping off for you in round 7?
Maybe a little bit of Myers. He feels like the guy, and I know he's pretty consistent.
Yeah, no,
But
I'll always push back on.
I know you like Myers, but like when you look at like what I think Shakir has with Josh
Mhm,
Allen, what George Pickens could do, big playability.
mhm.
Egbuka maybe a little bit closer to Myers because we don't know what the hell's going to happen or where he's going yet.
Right.
But Myers he just feels like a guy that's not going to win you weeks. He's a consistent guy. He's not going to win you weeks. I think he's just slightly more risky as far as like if they do take Genty and they
Mhm.
do address the wide receiver position a little bit, like he feels like the guy to me right now with the most risk based off of what could happen with the team.
Yeah, I'll always push back on
I
Myers.
know you like him.
Just a great baseline.
Yeah.
He's averaging like 10 fantasy points per game through like the last 4 seasons.
I'll tell you what, man, your loyalty level is just top notch. You're like
I
you're a 10 out of 10 when it comes to loyalty because
guess.
some of
I
these
mean,
guys
he's a rich man's Adam Thielen.
yes, just not
Yeah.
as dusty.
Not as dusty, or that's a rich man's Adam Thielen.
Oh.
I have TJ Hawkinson in this round, and we've talked about him before being, overpriced at his ADP. So I don't think I'll have any.
Definitely, I agree. Yes.
Yeah, I mean, the guys that outperformed him last year, even Travis Kelce, that's just absolutely ridiculous. Mike Robb has been well documented that he is calling Tyrone Tracy the Dameon Pierce of 2025.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
He's been on record. It's well on record. We disagree.
Like
We disagree there.
Yeah.
I still like Tyrone Tracy. I love him in this round. I love Najee Harris in this round as well. Caleb Johnson starting to grow on me a little bit. Enough people are see exactly. Enough people are doing that where I'm just like, okay, yeah, I'm cool now. I'm cool with it.
Oh my god. Okay.
Enough people are, they've enough people.
He needs the right landing spot.
Don't we all?
Well, sometimes.
Very surprised. None of us said Brandon Ayuk. We don't know necessarily when he's going to return. Cooper Kupp also kind of in this next little range. Who do you like here? 82 to 86. Ayuk, Burden, Golden, Downs, Kupp. Who do you like most?
In order for me, probably Burden, Golden, Kupp, Ayuk, Downs.
Dang, big diss on Downs.
No, not big diss on Downs, but we say it all the time. How many pass attempts are they going to get?
I thought for sure you'd have Downs in like number 2. So that's interesting.
If where he was going last year, sure.
Mm-hmm.
Where he's going this year, not really.
Well, I'll agree with you. Burden and Golden number 1, 2, and then I think the way that I have it drafted is Ayuk, Kupp, Downs, but I would probably go Kupp, Downs, Ayuk today. But, I was getting Brandon Ayuk at a lot better value. Cooper Kupp at a lot better value.
Remember, I know you're talking about Brandon Ayuk, coming off injury and all that, but where's the money one, Bruni?
The money one?
Yeah, where's the money one? At the end of the season, right?
Oh, yeah, absolutely, yeah.
I'll take the risk with Ayuk over what I know I'll probably get from Downs.
Exactly. All right, this next stretch here, we're looking at, was it 6, 7, 8? So Josh Downs through Ramondre Stevenson. Love Baker here, and I don't hate the running backs. I don't love or like Ramondre really, but this price feels okay. Feels all right.
Yeah. Yeah, I say I'm with you on Ramondre. Don't really love it per se here. I already kind of said Downs a little risky to me there. Stevenson definitely risky. Also slightly Christian Kirk coming off injury, new setting. How's that going to play out? What is he playing the X? Is he playing inside? What's he going to be doing there for them? I'd like to see that a little bit. And I guess Diggs slightly risky too, but I feel like he's probably going to get targeted enough to take that risk out. It's kind of how I feel about it.
Diggs to me just needs to stay healthy. That's really it, and he should be the wide receiver 1 there. Maybe he still gets draft competition. I mean, they have like a bevy of receivers that they've like pulled out to the draft in recent years, and they just can't get any of them going. Like none of them, right? So I feel like Diggs will stand alone there if they bring back just this group. But the feeling is that they probably do spend a draft pick on receiver, maybe even a running back as well. Again, this is like a deep class. You could easily see them going, rounds 2, 3, 4, attacking those two positions however they feel they need to more. But still, I feel like Diggs will stand alone as long as, again, he is healthy. So love him at this ADP. And yeah, I mean, I guess I'll agree with Christian Kirk. I really don't hate anyone in this range. I guess I like Ramondre Stevenson the most. I don't hate Josh Downs. I think with the right quarterback under center, he could be, really good in that offense. I mean, there's not a lot there outside of Jonathan Taylor. We saw a big fall from Michael Pittman. I think we like him, the player. We don't love the situation, what's been there. But they have all the right tools. They're just missing, I feel like, a quarterback. So I feel like Josh Downs is worthy of the ADP just based on talent. I guess, yeah, Ramondre would have to be my answer here. I don't hate any of these other guys. I feel like Jalen Warren maybe gets some competition, but again, this pricing right now today, what we know feels like it's pretty adequate. All right, round 9, Jordan Mason, to Evan Ingram, Zach Charbonnet. What do you think?
I mean, Jordan Mason kind of risk a little bit.
Really? I like Jordan Mason.
I mean, I don't dislike Jordan Mason, but I mean, he's sharing with Aaron Jones, right? Like that's,
sure.
I don't know. I kind of like Aaron Jones a lot more than I like Jordan Mason.
I mean, they're going in a very similar ADP now, only within 10 picks of each other in this last draft. But I think people saw, the Vikings offense from last year and got really excited, and therefore backing up Aaron Jones, an older running back, a lot of experience.
Change at quarterback. I mean,
change again, quarterback, sure.
Risk involved with Jordan Mason. I would say
still be in the market for Aaron Rodgers. We don't know.
Yep,
we don't know.
Also, until we really get a clear, definitive answer on what's happening with Atlanta's quarterback situation, Mooney, as of right now, risky. I like Mooney as a player. I think he's a good
If you tell me Kirk is coming back, I'll definitely take Mooney here.
Yes.
No clue. I mean, the whole Mooney play was Kirk. Kirk wanted Mooney in Atlanta, and there was some, like literally like some illegal tampering that he was involved in getting him there and stuff. Like he was all over Mooney, and we saw it. It was real. Just not real enough because Kirk Cousins, was just ass down the stretch and couldn't keep himself on the field.
Yes.
So Darnell Mooney, definitely, I agree with you there. Mason, though, definitely give you some pushback. What about Tyler Warren, rookie tight end here? Rookie tight end or Evan Ingram?
I'll still take Tyler Warren.
I think it's pretty close. I don't think there's a big winner in that question. I've taken both. I mean, my exposure won't say that I love one more over the other. Jonnu Smith, though, do you believe he's coming back? The same Jonnu Smith?
I do, until they show me otherwise. Yeah, I mean, why not?
It could be better. They could trade Tyreek. It could get even.
That would be
better.
Awesome. The only, and I know you'll push me back on this one too, but
Jalen McMillan.
Really?
Wow.
Dude, you pointed it out. He performed well at the end of the season, right?
When it counted most, brother. We've talked about that. Yeah, when it counted most.
And who was missing from the fucking game plan?
Chris Godwin.
Unless Chris Godwin goes down again, I don't think Jalen McMillan should be going this high.
Put a Godwin on.
Putting that out there.
No, I totally understand. I think the argument there and the clear pushback is that Godwin dealt with injuries in the past, come back from injuries. Bravo to him. But that theme has still been consistent. Mike Evans, going to turn, I think, 32 this season, getting up there in age, right? McMillan, already shown us that he's played well, can succeed when one of those guys are out. Great handcuff, great stacking opportunity. That's where you're getting him at here. I don't think that this is a premium price for him. And again, he was on the golden ticket. You can't be afraid to take him. It's decent ADP. Sure. Do I like a discount? Absolutely. But I'll take him in round 9.
Okay.
Especially if you've gone like wide receiver heavy, you can get him as like your 5, maybe an elite 6.
Yeah, there's an appropriate spot on your team for him, but it ain't 1, 2, or 3.
I wonder what this person did. MSU fan. So, and let's see, 64 through 112, only one receiver. There you go. Amon-Ra, Devontae, Addison.
So he's the 4.
And then McMillan. Not bad.
I guess.
Not bad.
Sure. I just don't love the cost.
Get him, man. MSU fan. Get him. All right. Yeah, no disagreement, I think, on the quarterbacks, although Justin Fields getting pretty expensive.
Yes.
You just really hate if they draft a quarterback. That's all.
Like, I just don't want to take Justin Fields in front of Justin Herbert. It feels bad to me. That feels wrong.
Okay. I mean, that's fair, right? I mean, probably still a safer floor with Justin Herbert. We've seen Justin Fields also be pretty bad at times. But even when he's pretty bad, he's just running for his life. So. Jordan Love also a solid pick ahead of Justin Fields. You could park Justin Fields into the next round. I think that's a fair bump.
Yes.
Jordan Love, like fantasy points per game, I think he was like 16-3, really not that far behind Mahomes. Not terrible. And that was with the team running a lot. Round 10 here. Getting into the thick of it now.
Risk. This round 10
Take
is
quarterback.
Risky.
Quarterback.
Yikes. Outside of Meg's personal close friends, Cam Scattaboo, I mean, Hollywood Brown, slightly risky. Brian Robinson, don't love to say it, kind of risky because they're probably going to take a running back. The more that Dan Quinn kind of talks and he says the quiet thing out loud by not saying anything, he didn't mention Brian Robinson or Austin Eckler when they were talking about the the running back situation.
We're going to soft retire Eckler.
I'm just like, all right. So that really shows me that they probably want to draft a guy. So Brian Robinson probably going to potentially be a 1B and or 2 on the team. Eckler exclusively 3 down role, or a 3rd down role, maybe. Who knows? But Brian Robinson, risky. DeAndre Swift, in my eyes, still risky. Marvin Mims Jr., we were taking him way late last year, and now look at him in round 10.
Mims.
Just
Big
exactly. But
Mims.
like, what do we call those guys? Right? Boom bust. That means risk. Michael Pittman, still risky. They may only throw the ball 10 times a game.
I can't really argue any significant favor for any of these players, other than I like some of them. But I will say, like I like Travis Etienne, but he was so much cheaper at the beginning of this comp. He was like 5 rounds cheaper, and that's when I was like, guys, go get Travis Etienne. It's pretty outplayed at this point. Everyone just saw his name and was like, oh hey, I know who that guy was. And I also said that was there was gonna be that flavor mixed in. Cam Scatterbo feels a little expensive. I mean, again, there's bad arguments for all of these guys. I think we clearly pointed out, draft a quarterback, draft a tight end in round 10.
Yeah. Isaiah Pacheco, risk. Rashid Shaheed, risk. I like Bateman here a little bit. I mean, he showed flashes last year. Like, it's still a little risky, but I like him here. And of course, like you just said, the quarterbacks are fine. So yes,
all of these guys, you could make the same argument for Bateman though. Like he was touchdown dependent too.
Yeah, I just think that like as far as the guys that have a good connection with their quarterback, he's the best one here.
Yeah, no, I mean he has an elite QB1. He has a top 2 quarterback throwing him the ball, so that definitely helps. Yeah. Still expect competition.
Random question in the chat: Pickett or Flacco?
It's Flacco all day.
Yeah.
Now they got to go get Amari Cooper back. They're going to be fine. The Browns are going to be fine.
Yeah.
Flacco, Amari Cooper, it's over, dude. It's over, dude. I would love one of those tight ends from round 9 to fall to round 10, and I think that's also on the table as well. But yeah, probably a quarterback. You get a Fields fall, you get a Herbert, a Love in that spot. Those are much safer picks than the guys going around them. That's for sure. He is. Take it back.
Flacco is dusty and old, and yet still better than Kenny Pickett.
Yeah, I was gonna say, and Kenny Pickett is young and what?
Terrible.
That's about it.
I watched him lose against my Commanders last year when he had to come in for Jalen Hurts.
Well, he's not good. So preseason Pickett though, take it to the bank. Lock in. Preseason Pickett. Wear the crown. Dude cooks under the lights of Canton. All right, rounds 11 through 15, kicking off round 11 here. Keenan Allen through Jaden Higgins. What are we thinking here?
Michael Penix, risk.
Interesting. Okay.
Yes.
It seems like he's going to be the guy.
Maybe. Sure. Yeah, could be. Risk.
I think that person stacked with the Bijan pick.
Yeah.
It's the way to play it. Or
I mean,
yeah, Drake London doesn't go that far back.
outside of here, I mean, round 11, you want to take some quarterbacks and stuff. That's fine by me. Really, I don't have anything to push back against a lot of those guys outside of Penix.
Well, you got a big run at tight ends here. So, like, who's like your tight end to avoid? Because I mean, like quarterbacks, you're going to talk yourself into anything. Like the guy at 122, he took McCarthy because he took Jefferson at 2. Penix, he took Bijan, right? The Drake May guy, I believe, took Diggs. We can go back and check, and so on and so on. I took Dak. I was planning on drafting Jake Ferguson. I was just planning on that stack. This guy got Trevor Lawrence back here. He brought him back to, I'm certain, Brian Thomas. So most of the quarterbacks are, kind of just locked into stacking. What's your thoughts on like the tight ends here? Like, I know you love Kincaid, so he's not going to be a bad pick. But what about, rookie Colson Loveland, Likely, who's actually a 2, Njoku, Kraft? I mean, I really love Njoku.
Yeah, love Njoku. If you want to take the shot on Loveland around these guys going, I don't have any pushback on that yet. We obviously don't know where he's going to land. So a slight risk now drafting him. And like you said, like Likely, he's a 2 on the team. He came out last year, week 1, showed us like, oh my God, he's absolutely incredible. Look what he did. Then he had some okay games and then he fell off. And then Mark Andrews came on, and then Isaiah Likely had another good game, and then he fell back off. It's very boom bust for Isaiah Likely. Now, with that said, if Mark Andrews goes down with an injury or something, Isaiah Likely could be absolutely league winning for you. So I understand the risk of taking it, but as the show is called, where's the risk? The risk lies with Isaiah Likely, definitely. And if they don't address the tight end position, I absolutely love Dalton Kincaid here, but you know how I feel about him. That's my loyalty, is to Dalton Kincaid.
Well, we all know the answer for round 11 is Dalton Kincaid. So put that one on the scoreboard for Justin, because that's just absolutely ridiculous. He's done nothing to deserve this ADP. He needs to be parked back behind Zach Ertz. Zach Ertz was like, what, tight end 8, 7 last year? Are you kidding? Come on now.
I think Kenny Pickett has 2 fans in here.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, or else Kenny Pickett has multiple YouTube accounts and he's just in here pulling for himself.
Hey, listen, everybody's got their flavor in the NFL. I get it.
Sure.
As long as you're not Browns fans, I'll hear you out. If you're a Browns fan, then you just got to kind of like, you just got to park yourself. But if not, I'll hear you out. Anything can happen. But Pickett actually has to be there. He also can't get cut. I mean, come on now. A lot of things could happen where Kenny Pickett is not the quarterback, not even rostered with the Browns this season. So let's just chill. Let's just calm down. I'm going Dalton Kincaid. Yeah, just never done anything to show us otherwise.
Okay, fair enough.
Sorry. He's just dog doo-doo. Round 12. Other than Adam Thielen. We know you don't like Adam
Thielen, risk. Talk about dust. Yikes.
Keon Coleman, too. I mean, not the sexiest rookie season. Yeah,
but Mark Cooper out the door.
It's so crowded over there, though. They still got Shakir. They still got Curtis Samuel. Your boy Dalton Kincaid. All these darn running backs. Who am I forgetting? Forgetting somebody, too. Curtis Samuel, Shakir. Let me know, chat. Let me know who
I mean, Amari Cooper was there, but
he gone.
Yeah. So
I doubt that he comes back. I still don't love Keon Coleman here. I like the tight ends, like Kyle Pitts. Might be the cheapest you might get Kyle Pitts.
Tootin definitely more. The price has risen for Tootin.
Yeah, he was like a round 20 pick at one point.
So he is sitting way up here now. So slight risk there. Still don't know where
runs
he's going.
Also, he runs fast.
Trey Benson, risky, because I feel like unfortunately he might be
competition.
There might be some competition there, and he might then become the 3rd running back for the Arizona Cardinals.
Could also be a potential cut candidate. Don't think that happens, but I mean, again, this draft class seems pretty deep. So anybody adds a free agent, anybody adds another draft pick into a crowded room like that, why not?
Yeah.
Don't love Romeo Doubs, also pretty volatile. I mean, just, overall Packers receivers, just, they don't bode the most trust. Same with Wicks here, starting off the next round. What is that, 13? Christian Watson. Well, yeah.
No, he was answering himself from a previous. I'm just laughing at Tim D because he put four chat or comments and at the end just toasted. So I think he's toasted when he was trying to tell us something. I was looking at it earlier. He made me laugh. Well done, Tim D.
Right on. After it. Next round,
Anyway.
round 13.
I mean, one of Leggett or Coker probably is gonna not be worth this pick. I'm a Leggett guy over the Cokeheads personally here, but that's just me. I would say Cam Ward potentially risky here. We don't always see rookie quarterbacks come in and do very well. Feel like there's some risk there with old Mr. Cam Ward. I'd much rather have Geno, Matt Stafford, Sam Darnold, Bryce Young. I'll take all those guys over Cam Ward. Yeah, I mean, Cam Ward definitely feels like the most risky here for me. I guess Wicks too. If they were to bring in some competition, Wicks could be a guy that easily finds his way out the door.
I would say Wicks is probably the pick. I feel like Leggett can take a step forward, but him and Coker could just be, it's either one, and I don't think you can say that either is safe. So I'll go along with you there. I mean, the quarterbacks feel fine. Like you're pretty much drafting Cam Ward with Titans players now if you can, getting some Pollard, some Spear stacks, Ridley obviously, Chig if you can. Seems like that's pretty well imprinted on that first pick card for the Titans. I mean, I don't think all these RBs can hit either. I mean, I think that's asking a lot out of this range, and there's probably some guys in the next round that I would just prefer. So, I mean, I could easily see Samson, Giddens, RJ Harvey even falling. I feel like that's kind of higher for RJ Harvey. I guess he's climbing up the board. I actually don't mind just going Rachaad White, Jalen Wright, Rico Dowdle. I like Tyler Algier. Algier's always just been nice and steady production.
So just looking at these rounds, I know I'm kind of just slightly off topic here, but just take rounds 12 through 15 here, looking at the running backs that go and the wide receivers that go. Would you rather take wide receiver heavy or running back heavy in this round?
Oh, running back. Just because there's so much open-ended upside with the young talent. Obviously, I mean, just looking at it, it seems like Green is going more. I could be wrong. But I know that the yellow that's going is not favorable. Like, of all of these guys, Trey Harris, Adam Thielen probably stand out to me the most. Other than maybe some bringbacks from like Cedric Tillman, which I know the Judy drafter did, Josh Palmer. If you got Allen, that's cool. But Adonai Mitchell, Quentin Johnston, Chapoy, no thanks. Wandell, like good, but Cedric Tillman again, that's a bring back. Io Manor, we don't know. Noel, you don't really know. I mean, you like their profiles, you like what they can do, but landing spot when we're talking about receivers this deep, that's really all we're waiting on.
Okay. Just curious. So what, on to round 14 here?
Yeah, round 14, again, it doesn't feel like every RB can be a home run, but I like these guys still. Like, they feel right now a little safer than some of these guys around ahead. Like, I like Rachaad White and Jalen Wright, like I said. Neil, seems like the riskiest pick, I guess, of this group, if you're not including your boy Quentin Johnston. But I would say of these guys, I feel like Neil could really just get drafted into a committee and have the biggest uphill climb. Like Dowdle, one spot behind. Dobbins, kind of a similar situation to Neil, but could easily just go back to the Chargers. Play right alongside Najee. I feel like that could work well. Wright and White are just one hair away from being a starter. Tyler Algier, same thing, very important handcuff.
Yeah.
I mean, it's Devin Neal again. That's my answer.
Okay. Yeah, it's kind of hard for me to pick one, I guess. I guess if I have to, I'll agree with you, Neil, because I do feel like, you already said it. Like, I feel like he's going to be the one that ends up in a committee, if anything, out of any of these guys. Dobbins, just because we're not sure yet, also risky. So I'll go those two.
Yeah, Dobbins, there is some unknown, but I think you like what you saw when he was healthy last year. If he can get into the right system, I feel like he can easily be many rounds more expensive.
Dude loves Kenny Pickett. I'll give it to him, man. I hope it works out for you. I'm not sure. Unless something happens like preseason, and then Kenny Pickett
I
is the
mean,
guy, then I'll draft him. But
Stefanski and Flacco obviously had something that worked, right? Like, I get it. Like, sure, if injury, Flacco somehow gets hurt too, like they're gonna add somebody else ahead of those guys. So it's a really big ask. It's a really big ask to like draft somebody purposefully, that's a QB3 on a roster. That's a very tough swallow. But hey, in 20 rounds, this is the time to do it. Don't do it in BBM. Don't do it. This is your free space. 20 rounds definitely allows you for more experimentation, which is what I'm going to call that.
yeah, best of luck with Pickett. All right,
I'll call them Penix.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, well, just as bad. All right, round 15.
Yeah, round 15 here. I mean, I kind of mentioned it already, but Io Manor, again, feels like a guy that could easily go into a situation where he's the 3 or the 4, gets stashed and developed, maybe by a good team. It may look sexy on the day that he's drafted, but I feel like he would be somewhere in a group where he's got an uphill battle. Also, Adonai Mitchell just didn't impress me enough in year 1, and with the uncertainty at quarterback, I'll also throw him in the mix as well. Still like Damian Martinez, getting a lot of good talk for a rookie that's getting a little bit better ADP value. So I would definitely prefer like Martinez per se over Neal at his ADP, like ADP swapping those. I like all these tight ends. So yeah, definitely block ending here. Io Manor and Adonai Mitchell are my picks.
Yeah, I agree with both those guys. A little bit of Cedric Tillman too, slightly. But I agree with you. Like my 2 picks would be the exact
you
same.
just can't stop talking about Cleveland.
I mean, I do like some Cleveland players. Just I don't really.
You got to get the Njoku, Tillman, and Pickett stack.
Yeah, right. Pass. And obviously, Zach Ertz, absolute league winning ADP there.
Dog. All right, round 16
88%.
through 20, we are going to bring it home here. Appreciate everybody along for the ride. Let's smash the like button, share the video, and follow the FanSpeak Network. Again, marching on to 1,000 subs. Already hit 500. Had our 500 stream a week or 2 ago. A lot of fun. Going to do it again. Just got to get another 500 subs. That's all. No big deal.
No big deal.
You can do your part. We're doing our part. You do your part. Appreciate that. All right, round 16. What do you think here? Okay, yeah, it's a pretty unsafe pick right now. I think you nailed it. Yeah. I don't think we're going to find a different answer. Other than maybe Anthony Richardson. Does he play this year? Could definitely be a situation where he doesn't.
True.
Other than wild card packages.
Yeah.
That could be a thing.
Yeah, Derek Carr definitely the most risk there for me.
I'm going with those 2. Those I mean, even Kyle Williams, I don't like it at this ADP, but those 2 guys, because it's not the round to draft a quarterback.
Yeah,
I'll still draft Aaron Rodgers over those guys.
I mean, I guess Eckler and Braylon Allen both respectively, just because there might be competition that comes in there. Austin Eckler, no more spring chicken. Could be easily edged out by a rookie who runs a lot faster than Austin Eckler does. And Braylon Allen, I love Braylon Allen. I really do. But if they are going to bring somebody in, how the hell does that pan out if they don't trade Breece Hall or something of that nature? So definitely a little bit of risk with those 2 as well.
I mean, the talk is that they're going to trade Breece Hall. So
I would love that.
If they brought someone in that's not as good or less experienced, it could be a big pole vault for Allen. I like Allen here. I like Eckler here. Just really avoiding those quarterbacks. Tight ends are fine based on their value. The receivers are just bullets to add up. I like Jack Besh. I like Alec Pierce. Kyle Williams, I would like a round later, but I will never draft Derek Carr in this round anymore. That's for sure.
Yeah, MDS in the chat says, can't believe AR is going this late. That ceiling is so high. I thought he was a good pick at his previous 140 ADP. I mean,
QB rating in the league with a clean pocket last year. That's bad passing acumen.
Definitely a lot of things going against Anthony Richardson. I don't know if you forgot. He also quit on the team on a play, pulled himself out. That's a fucking private school pussy move.
Yeah, sure. But he's also like coaches and players will Ty goes to the runner. He's a kid. He's young. He's going to mature. He'll figure it out. Like that sort of thing really doesn't disrupt your playing time. I really don't think. we just know that they're going to draft somebody. They're going to bring in competition. I just think his days as a starting QB are numbered. They could use him in some other ways, that's for sure. Start loading up on the Taysom Hill playbook, and I think you could be a special thing in the NFL. But QB, unless his passing
he also
takes a huge step forward.
I mean, Bruni, on DGen Dads last year when we're telling people where to put their hard-earned money and earn money back, how many times were we telling people, take the under on pass attempts, take the under on completions?
Yeah,
I mean,
it was like 13, and we were
just
we were
wild.
smashing.
Like, that's not good. You don't want your quarterbacks over under for completions to be
12.
13 and a half, whatever it is. Like, that is bad. That's terrible. That's not good, Bob.
We were fans of it for a minute.
Yeah, it was awesome.
So yeah, definitely the quarterbacks in that range. What about round 17? We got Jalen Tolbert to Harold Fannin Jr.
I mean, Fannin Jr. definitely. I mean, we see rookie tight ends come in, and more often than not, they're not paying off a ton unless you are like the motherfucking Mackey Award winners, aka Trey McBride, Tyler Warren, potentially. You know what I mean? Those guys coming in, Brock Bowers. But yeah, so definitely Fannin a little bit here for me.
I mean, I was left with my hands up in the air. I took Jalen Royals. I mean, not that impressive of a pick here.
Yeah, so unfortunately from here down, like there's a lot of risky picks, but at the same time, like
riskiest.
But then at the same time, it's like, how much risk is there really baked into ADPs in the 17 through 20 rounds? I mean, it's at this point you are throwing darts. So there's a lot of risk here. I mean, Fannin Jr. for me is probably the riskiest out of all those guys. But they're all risky.
I don't know how much I love Jalen Tolbert in 2025. I've liked him in years past, but I don't know if I love him this year. You would assume based on his experience, he would be safer than some of the rookies like Jalen Royals, who I took, like a Brashad Smith, also somebody that could be drafted into a committee. Aaron Rodgers, who could just retire. Doesn't need the money. Doesn't need to do it. Who knows? No, I'm with you. I mean, we're definitely throwing darts out here. Riskiest, I'm still going to say Jalen Tolbert. I don't think he's going to bounce back to the production that we've seen from him before or take a huge step forward. And rookies in general, I mean, you're just taking shots. So, like, I would rank the rookies: Royals, Smith, Fannin, actually opposite of how they went. I would probably put Ollie Gordon after that as well. So, and that's exactly opposite of the order that they were drafted. So everybody's going to be different there, how they're evaluating rookies.
Yep.
But, again, I took the guy that I like. Royals, it's not like, again, an impressive pick by any means. Let's move to the next round. So this is round 18. We've got Jaden Blue to Marshawn Lloyd. Who is the most unsafe player in this range? I
mean, probably Jaden Blue.
Don't know.
Yeah, a lot of don't know there what the hell was going to happen. Yeah, that's probably my pick. I mean, I guess you can make a case for Marshawn Lloyd. He could be a guy that, unfortunately, there's a lot of good running backs coming in. They could take one and he just gets bumped out, never really got going last year, injuries, all that good stuff. He just gets bumped out, right? Unfortunate that this year's rookie running back class is kind of deep. So he could get pushed out potentially.
I would say Tyler Higbee as well could also get pushed out. Talk about the Rams spending an early pick on tight end could definitely spoil his value, or really just like his season. He could wind up putting up more goose eggs than he should for you. I mean, he has a lot of familiarity with Matthew Stafford, is what you like, but I think that they want to get leaner, younger, and faster. Very evident from the Adams switch up from Kupp. I mean, obviously Adams is older, but his physical traits, he's well up there in the top of the league. I think someone had him like for actual football rankings as the wide receiver 2. I saw on like Twitter earlier. I was like, that's a bit rich. But again, that's how people still evaluate him. Like, up there as a top 5 receiver in the league. I don't love Vele and I don't love Jordan Whittington here. I still think there's some question marks there as well.
Tim D says, random question, not related to late round, but Mike Evans. This guy always produces for winning best ball during finals week. You guys targeting Evans heavily or just regular if he falls to you? I'll go first. I'm not targeting him heavily. One of these years, he is going to fall off at some point. I don't want to be holding the bag on the Mike Evans drop off, but I will target him normally for sure. I mean, you already said it. He's great. He finds ways to, at the end of the season, be absolutely incredible. So I'll target him normally. I'm not going like heavy on Mike Evans.
Yeah, that's the nice thing about the Tampa Bay offense. You don't have to target them ahead of ADP. It's a very good group. You had the quarterback who I think has, what is he, like the third, fourth? I think he's the fourth Buccaneer drafted after Irving, Evans, and Godwin. I think he does go ahead of Jalen McMillan, but it might be close. I mean, he was QB4 last year. This is a very good offense. I think you want to grab all of those guys at cost or somehow even at a discount. If your draft is saying, hey, Mike Evans is old, he can fall a handful of picks, great. Oh, Godwin, he's going to be really hurt again this year. He'll fall 8 picks, great. Take him. Oh, McMillan, never mind. Take him ahead of ADP. He's going to be the one that smashes. Just kidding. I just want to let Andrew know where I still stand.
Of course.
On business. Let's ride. Last round or second to last round here, round 19. Russell Wilson to Jacroy Krosky Merritt.
Him.
I don't know who that is.
Don't know a ton about him. Definitely risk.
That is
risk.
Well, let me tell you how much I like Tutu Atwell.
Besides him, I guess a little bit of Jackson Dart, just because does he actually play this year? Maybe.
Enough teams need
probably.
A quarterback that, yes.
Yeah, maybe not. So those two.
I like Jackson Dart over that guy. JCM. That's what he's now shall be known as. That's it. I mean, yeah, we don't really have any takes on that guy, so guess we're behind the 8 ball there.
Yeah.
Can't do it. What do you think about round 20? We'll put a bow on this. Jordan
Good
James.
question.
Look at that savvy Antonio Gibson, last pick of the draft.
Interesting.
Just
I
kidding.
guess
that person's team was garbage. It was. I can show you.
Damn, I don't know. I mean, I feel like I really can't pick one. They're all
not great, Bob.
Yeah. I mean, I guess I'll take Jordan James.
Yeah, Jordan James.
Out of any of them.
It's all landing spot.
Again, like, I don't really want to shit on any of these guys. It's round 20. I mean, there's risk, of course, with every single one of them, but also it's a dart throw. It's round 20.
Just say Dan Jones and be done with
round 20. Round 20 players can win you some weeks and get you some nice advancement rates. I don't want to throw out old little Pookie from a couple years ago, but Puka, great round 20 pick for a while. Yes. All right. Well, that was your risky plays from us as of right now. Be prior to the draft. That'll all probably change after the draft.
No. Don't listen to Andrew.
You lock, stock, and steady holding there. You're just going to hold.
Well, once we find out where Jordan James is going, Jordan James probably just, probably get signed after the draft.
DJ Quill, if this is your first time here, we are Sanders fans here, so Tommy Tremble can fucking pound sand. It's Jatavian Sanders for us, big guy.
That's a fact. Yeah, that's a fact. We run the Jatavian Sanders banner.
Fan club is over here.
Yeah. So we are not Tommy Tremble folk.
Stephen WC23 in the chat doing the Lord's work, reminding everyone to come back on Wednesday night. We will be here for the next big board draft. We are in the 80% something, 88% filled. Only a few more from us, probably until that thing buttons up before the NFL draft, when we can finally get into some BBM drafts. You name it. There's going to be 1,000,000,001 contests that come out through the year. Keep on checking back to see where our money is going to be lied. Bruni likes BBM. I like it all. We're getting in everything. Can't wait to. When the Badge Bros Brawl come out, Bruni, we're hopping on. We're doing 3, 4, 5 of them motherfuckers right in a row. All right, 3 people drafts, just cycling through. We might have to do a Banana Land one where you and I are drafting I don't know, at least 3 at the same time together. We're just rapid fire between all. It's going to be absolutely incredible. Can't wait.
It's going to be
We're
insane.
doing it, Bruni. Bringing people back. That's what the people want. They want the excitement. They want the chaos. We're here for it.
Yeah, love me some chaos. Love me some engagement. If that's what they want, I'll give it to them.
Oh, that's what they want. They want to see us mess up and just like, oh God, we didn't make a pick. Auto picked. That's what they want, Bruni.
They want to snipe us. It's the
in 3 people drafts. That's going to be kind of hard. You better just be on your P's and Q's to get in with us.
You can't snipe.
That shit was electric.
Draft, so.
Electric. I might hop on and just do some solo streams. Just get on and just so people can watch me. Just bam, bam, bam. It was absolutely incredible. Yeah. Oh, man, last year, just again, I know I did like 5 at once. That was too much. I think three's a good one, but you get a little, herbology going late night, sitting out by a fire, drafting just a ton. I wish I could have had a camera just filming me. Just my eyes were just going back and forth. Just
like, Underdog.
Oh my God, I missed my pick. It was absolutely incredible.
Oh my God, I almost missed my pick. Andrew filming a country music video.
Could have. That's right.
Could have. Making movies, baby. Making movies. All right.
Chaos by the campfire.
There you go.
Boom.
ChatGPT's gonna write that right after this show. Right after this show.
Oh, jeez.
Are they still going back?
Rough
about this.
Come back Wednesday. We want to see you draft Kenny Pickett and Anthony Richardson.
That's a fact. You are welcome. You are welcome to enter that draft. We're gonna count it down just so you can get right in there, right on time, and you can take Kenny Pickett.
If you're not on Underdog Fantasy already, sign up with our promo code FANSPEAK.
There you go.
Get a deposit bonus. Come back Wednesday. Tell us you did. We'll get in the draft with us. It'll be an electric time. Can't wait to see you.
It's electric. Boogie, woogie, woogie. All right. Take care. Be well. Be good, everybody. If you can't be good at it. We'll see you.